All right, guys, so today we're going to do consecutive integer word problems. So just a couple things to remember is that an integer is a whole number, okay? So if at any point you solve problems like this and you get a decimal, you know you went wrong somewhere because it should always give you out whole numbers. Consecutive just means that it falls in order. So like 5, 6, 7, they're one after the other, 15, 16, 17. They all follow a specific pattern. The first integer is always unknown, so we just give it a variable like we have been doing with those word problems, which typically we just give x. The next one we know is always going to be one bigger than that first one, so it would be x plus 1, and then the next one would be x plus 2 because it's 2 bigger. So if you want to kind of highlight or star, this is your pattern, x plus 1, and x plus 2, anytime it says 3 consecutive integers. So if you look at our first example, it says find 3 consecutive integers whose sum is 18. My first tip would be to come over here and say the first one is x. My second one would be x plus 1. And my third would be x plus 2. So I know that sum means that you are adding them all together. So x plus 1 plus x plus 2, it equals 18. So if I combine my like terms, I have that x, and that x, that gives me 3 x's. And then I also have 1 and 2, so that's 3, it equals 18. So if I am solving for x, I need to subtract 3 from both sides. Running out of room. Those cancel. I get 3x equals 15. And my last step would be divide everything by 3. So x equals 5. So my 3 integers would be 5. My second one is x plus 1, so 5 plus 1 is 6, and then 5 plus 2 is 7. So this is your final answer. The next scenario says 3 times the greatest of 3 consecutive integers equals twice the least increased by 38. So I would highlight my clue words. So the pattern is always x plus 1, x plus 2, anytime they say 3 consecutive integers. Now in this scenario, they're talking about the greatest and the least. So if you think about this, the first one's always going to be the smallest. Like in that previous example, 5 was x, it was the smallest number. So if it helps you to say small, medium, large, you can do that as well. So 3 times the greatest would be 3. We're multiplying it by the greatest, which is x plus 2. Now that's more than one term, so I'm going to put that in parentheses so that I don't forget that I need to distribute to both the x and the x plus 2. So 3 times the greatest of 3 consecutive integers equals twice the least. Well, twice means multiply by 2. My least was x, increased by 38. So now it wants us to find these integers. So the first thing I need to do is distribute. I get 3x plus 6 equals 2x plus 38. If I subtract 6 from both sides, those cancel. I get 3x equals 2x plus 32. And my last step would be subtract 2x from both sides so that the 2x's will cancel. And when I do that, I get x equals 32. So my small would be 32. My middle would be 32 plus 1, which is 33. And then my large would be 32 plus 2, which is 34. All right. The very last one, find 3 consecutive integers such that the difference of the first and the third one results in 5 less than the middle. So remember, the pattern is x plus 1, x plus 2. So let's highlight some clue words. We have difference, the first and the third, 5 less than the middle. So the difference of the first and the third would be x minus x plus 2. Now remember, that's more than 2, or that's more than one term, so I would put it in parentheses because you're going to have to distribute. It results, so that's another way of saying equals, in 5 less than the middle one. So than means reverse the order. So we got to say the middle one first. Less is subtract, and I'm subtracting 5. So if I have to distribute, there's like a -1 out front of that parentheses. So that gives me x minus 2 equals x plus 1 minus 5. So if I combine my like terms, x minus x cancels, and I have -2 on that side. X has nothing to combine with, but then I have this 1 minus 5, which is -4. Last up, I need to add 4 to both sides. So those cancel. -2 plus 4 gives me 2. So in this case, my first one's 2. My next one's 2 plus 1, which is 3. And my next one is 2 plus 4, or 2 plus 2, which gives me 4. So those are my 2 answers. Now, I would be conscious of what they're asking for. Sometimes they ask for all 3. Sometimes they ask for the smallest one. Sometimes they ask for the largest one. So just kind of be conscious of which one they're asking for.